As she took the nappy off, a ghost floated up into the sky.
Oh, thank God for that.
You definitely get that cinephile feeling.
Her flying through the air is gorgeous.
Hello and welcome back to Prime Video Club. Today we're going to be talking about some good old-fashioned British comedy horror. So everything from zombies in supermarkets to pub crawls that end in a battle for survival, which in my experience, most good pub crawls do. We'll be talking to the godfather of the genre, Nick Frost, and co-star in his new series, Truth Seekers, Samson Kayo. But here on the sofa, right now, it's YouTube sensation, Bertie Gilbert.
Thank you for having me.
He's not just a YouTube sensation, bear in mind, he's also very good looking. Thank you.
Yes, well,
I'd like you to jump straight in, if you will, with 3 reasons why British people love comedy horror.
First reason, British people are very uptight.
I can assure you that this is not in the least bit amusing.
So it's a very nice bit of escapism to watch these horrible, horrific films. Second reason, we're really good at it. We've cornered the market in this genre with like the Cornetto trilogy and stuff like that. So I think we're just proud of it.
Exactly.
Third reason, I'd say that the Brits like to combine genres, don't we? Because a lot of our comedies are actually quite depressing.
Oh. Like confetti.
It's good to sort of remember that like horror and comedy are kind of inextricably linked anyway, because when I'm scared watching a horror film, I don't scream necessarily. If anything, you do laugh.
That is absolutely true. And as I've written both comedy and horror, and there's a setup and payoff in the same way. You get the audience to a place where you're ready for that punchline, or the jump scare or whatever it is, and then the emotional release. So it's
They're
kind
so
of a
similar.
thing.
Like my favorite horror movie ever probably is The Exorcist.
Which I find hilarious.
Well, but the thing is, it is an absolutely horrific, horrible, grim film. But the spider walk is sort of ridiculous, and
I forgot about the spider
and
walk.
like when you see Pazuzu's face flash on screen, it's really corny and a bit hokey.
Serpents and scorpions.
But somehow it is still scary, and the head twisting thing also.
The green
it's so
soup
easy to
always got
parody.
me as well. You mentioned there the Cornetto trilogy. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, the Cornetto trilogy are a series of 3 films, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz and World's End, starring Nick Frost and Simon Pegg and directed by Edgar Wright.
In all cases, people.
It's just the one killer, actually.
And that is literally where it got its name from. It's not...
That's it.
I see.
And I think what's so great about those films, and I think just Edgar Wright in general, is like he makes stuff that's crowd pleasing, but still sophisticated.
Oh, thank God for that.
He's like an encyclopedia of film, and then that comes across, and I think that's something so nice about these films as well. And to a degree with Truth Seekers, the series, which Simon Pegg and Nick Frost worked on, you definitely get that cinephile feeling. There's so many little references and nods and Easter eggs and that kind of stuff for you to kind of enjoy, and that was very much the case with the original trilogy. The scene I really, really liked from Shaun of the Dead kind of just highlights what you've been talking about, which is the mixing of those genres and also the British irreverence for the genre as well, which I really like. So there's this scene where Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are coming out of the pub. The zombie apocalypse has started, but they're so pissed and preoccupied they don't even know. Shall we take a little look?
Let's do it.
And all the while I think of you.
Oh, well,
God, doesn't his head like fall back? Yeah.
Just falls off, but they've turned just in time to not see it. Oh, I just love them.
Yeah.
I just like spending time with them as mates. And then like you see this like the misty sort of thriller
I forgot it was one
shot.
shot.
Yeah, it's all one take.
So good.
Love it.
Great
And that's
scene.
how they discover,
It is a
but
really good
still
scene.
don't discover the apocalypse. Yeah, no, I really, really love it.
It is it's a good microcosm of
Yeah.
the general tone and approach with the entire film.
I was going to say that, but I didn't want to say microcosm.
That's a long word.
In case we haven't quite plumbed the depths of darkness enough, I'm going to ask you to rate these slapstick deaths in film history.
Oh yeah.
Some of them are intended to be comedy and some aren't. And then what we're going to do is we're going to give them ratings out of 5, but they are skulls.
Oh, I think I know this.
I thought she was just going to have a heart attack.
Quick
for
as
a
you can. Yeah, there you go. So good.
That's a really long stairs.
That's a really. Whoa. that is terrific. That one is really good. Her flying through the air is gorgeous. But you know, I'll give it a 4 for now. I don't want to go full 5.
I'm afraid to go full 5 because like there could be so much better.
Exactly.
But a solid 4 skulls.
Yeah, I agree. I think
Okay.
it's really good. Yeah, I know this one. Oh, it's so well cut.
Do you mean the statue or the movie?
That too. That too. Oh, this. Oh. Yeah, I think that's really horrible.
Stand back, stand back. There's been a terrible accident.
As a kid, that really freaked me out. I'd maybe give that one a 5.
I'd be
purely-
inclined to give it a 5 for setup and payoff.
Exactly. Yeah, I think I'd give it a 5.
You're being very generous.
Yeah,
These are good clips, though,
I
to
know.
be fair. This
This is
truly
great. This is great.
one of the best death scenes in
Yeah.
all of cinema history.
Yeah, it really is.
What is happening to me?
The cuts are genius, like the way he
As
turns
he turned,
around.
yeah.
I mean, obviously, this
Oh, I
is
love it. No, but I
that's
love
some time
that.
stop stuff. Yeah. Ah!
Oh,
And he's holding her the whole time, and she can't get away. Oh man.
moments ago he was a person. Now he's dust.
He was a Nazi, so
Oh yeah, so not quite.
was he?
He chose
Poorly.
poor.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he did.
I love it so much.
Wow, that is great. I give it a 4. I don't have quite the same like.
Oh, okay. I see what's happened there. Is I've
thing.
had an emotional attachment to that.
Yeah, no, but it is great.
I'm
Go on.
gonna give it 6. I host the show, and I say 6.
What?
Well, speaking of hilarious and strange occurrences, we're gonna have a little chat about Truth Seekers, the new occult series on Prime.
Gus Roberts, you are my #1 installer.
And who better to train up more Gus Robertses than Gus Roberts himself?
You ever had a paranormal experience?
This is my YouTube channel.
Most Haunted Institute of the Criminally insane.
I think I'm being chased by ghosts.
Hello, Nick and Samson. Welcome to Prime Video Club. So, Nick, you play Gus in Truth Seekers. Tell us a little bit about your character.
Yeah, Gus. I guess he's like a grumpy bear. He's a very good cable Wi-Fi installation technician. He runs his own paranormal channel on YouTube called The Truth Seeker, where he kind of seeks to find ghosts and debunk myths and look for poltergeists.
Yes.
He lives with his dad, who's a very grumpy old man called Richard, played by Malcolm McDowell.
So Malcolm McDowell is obviously a British horror legend from, I almost said from Chocolate Orange. What was it like to work with him?
Yeah, he was cool, man. We spoke to him on the phone a bunch, and he liked the idea, and he liked me and Simon, and he knows our stuff, and he's very collaborative. I think he just wanted to come and have fun.
Hey, did you steal one of my digestives?
No.
And that's what we tried. We wanted Richard to be a real great character for Malcolm to play.
Samson, can you tell us a little bit about your character?
So I play a character called Elton, who is a sweet, lovable, happy-go-lucky kid who joins Gus as a broadband installation guy, teaching him the ropes, etc., etc. But unbeknownst to Elton, Gus has other ideas in terms of love for the paranormal, which Elton inherits. We find out later on, during the series that Elton has some secrets of his own that he is running from, and all of that stuff is uncovered as we go on our journey.
So, Nick, you've obviously teamed up with your old pal Simon Pegg on this again. Do you guys have kind of a telepathy now when it comes to writing together?
I don't know. The telepathy just comes from being friends for years and years and years, and having a timing, having a kind of subconscious timing.
Listen, Dave, babysitting some greenhorn who doesn't know his RG142 coaxial cable from an 8-inch Helix. Nah. The last thing I need is some clueless millennial mouth breather cluttering up my van.
Elton, I really should have asked you to wait outside.
I found I had that with Samson as well. I think that's why people are saying that, the chemistry's great between you two, and that's because you have a connection, you have a timing. and you kind of just know what the other needs to bloom slightly, you know.
All right, now, Samson, we've got a little bit of a challenge for you. Obviously, in the show, you both play broadband installers, but also paranormal investigators. So Nick is going to tell you about some weird and wacky things that happened on set in actual films, and I would like for you to guess whether they really happened or not.
So on the set of Amityville, the star of the film, James Brolin, was reading one day and a pair of jeans fell off a hanger and it left him breathless.
He's an idiot. That's not true. Come on.
Samson, you're going with not true.
But he said it in a way that he wants me to believe that it's not true.
He could be bluffing.
You got to read people. So for that reason, I'm still going to say it's not true.
You said not true. It is, in fact, true.
That's true.
In the Corin Hardy film, The Nun, as well as a ghostly nun, sometimes a priest would appear on set as well, making the sound department really afraid.
The sound department kept seeing a ghostly priest. Get out of it. No way.
So you said not true, and that is correct. However, bit of a weird story. Apparently, while filming The Nun, Corin Hardy said he saw two men down the back of the set, who he just assumed were crew members or something, and when he went down to speak to them, they were gone.
Because they were probably still crew members, and he just left the room and came back and they'd finished their lunch.
I mean, is it supernatural or is it just two guys having a sandwich?
Nah, they left. They finished their lunch. They probably left their sandwich wrappers there.
The doll that was used in Annabelle was the kind of doll that would actually poo and wee itself. And one night, apparently, she was making the noise as if she'd done a poo-poo. And an AD went to change Annabelle's nappy. And as she took the nappy off, a ghost floated up into the sky instead of a plot.
There's no way that is true.
Samson, you said not true. I feel like Chris Tarrant. You're right, it was in fact a big fat lie. Alrighty, thank you so much for joining us today, guys. Before you go, could you please give us 3 reasons why people should watch Truth Seekers?
It's spooky.
Samson Kayo's in it.
It's funny.
It'll make you afraid.
And the 2 leads are really good looking. No.
Okay, so we have asked the people at home to dabble in writing a paranormal mystery. We asked them to pick an object on their left and write a 1-tweet ghost story about it and send it to us. Now, I haven't actually read them back yet because I didn't want to show any favoritism. Shall we take a look now?
Let's have a look.
Okay, let's dive in with Grey Spark 1, who says, "Good God, I am now in possession of a haunted earwax removal kit."
The thing is, look, we all have earwax. I certainly have
Happens to the
earwax.
best of
I
us.
could honestly probably do with an earwax removal kit.
Okay, here we go, Nick.
Shall I read this one?
Yes, go for it.
Sitting back on the sofa, the haunted cushion sent my spine freezing cold and made the hairs on the back of my neck stand on end despite a hot laptop sitting on my naked legs. Despair permeated through as I realized 4 hours of work hadn't saved the moment the battery died.
I'm confused as to what
I
exactly
was too focused on the voice. I was barely
Your dramatic reading was wonderful.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Michael G. I heard it unwinding first, then saw it. How could it gain sentience? Why is it wrapping around my leg like a python? I tried ripping the end off, but no. This loo roll was now unbreakable. Background violins grew louder and higher pitched. Is it going for my throat or my...
Is it used? Because that's worse. Is it used?
If you're going to die, buy loo roll.
Clean loo roll.
One would prefer if it were clean.
The one with the nice aloe vera sort of extract
Oh,
on
lovely.
it. Yeah, that's the
Triple
one.
ply.
If you're gonna die, make
Triple
it...
ply.
Triple ply. Triple ply, that's it.
All right, well, before we go, sorry, the show is coming to an end, Bertie.
It's fine.
Aside from the news, what other horror would you recommend people watch?
I would recommend Nightmare on Elm Street, the original, classic, horrible. Midsummer, a more recent horror classic. And Sweeney Todd, because some of the singing in that is horrific. I'm kidding. Love you, Tim.
do be sure to give them a watch. Lots and lots of horror there on Prime. Truth Seekers is out, so do watch that as well. It's a really fun little horror show. Fun for all the family, I think. And while you're at it, you might as well like, comment, subscribe, get involved in the discussion, and join us again next time on Prime Video Club.